Hi guys, I'm back. I have a tutorial thing today because a bunch of people recently have asked me, how do you do this and that and stuff, and I was like, okay, I'll try my best to teach you how I do things in general. I'm not like the most professional, and I didn't really learn this from anyone, but yeah, I'll show you how I do my stuff. So start with this boy here, little shirt, simple stuff. I draw these all the time, mainly because I wear them all the time. But okay, so for creases, you have this normal shirt, you know how that stuff goes. Uh, but creases make it look more realistic. So usually I put one there or there, and it kind of just gives it the effect of draping. You could also have, if it's so this person has, boobs, like people do. You have from the side of all these are kind of bad, but let me start that again. You get people with, oh boy, no, this is really not going well. You get, people with boobs. Okay, these are bad, but you get the ones in between, and you get the ones going down sometimes, but not so much. You don't need to put too many creases on there. It's more about where they're placed. Yeah, you get the idea. And of course, every shirt, no matter what person has it, will always have these on them because that's where your arms are creasing the fabric. You can also get ones there sometimes if the person is stretching their arm up, like that. Then you get these ones coming up the top. You kind of just continue the lines from the base, basically, when people are stretching fabric. Next one is this one. So, draping clothing, the ones you learn all the time when you're starting to draw. So, this one, if it's dangling, kind of just got to give it some random squiggly lines. Those are great. Gotta love them random squiggly lines. And, oh boy. You're mainly coming down from here. So you're dragging it from the point of contact. So if you're holding it up, the lines will go in the opposite direction. And if you're stretching out, the lines will also stretch out. So this one, lines from the top. So they're all this is a normal piece of kind of triangle fabric or even square fabric. You're just holding it from the top. It'll go down in a slight triangle and open up at the bottom. I do these. They don't look great or realistic, but they help, I think, form the shape a little bit. And you're mainly going from the top down, but it's a little bit difficult for me on my Wacom. So sometimes I lead from the top up. And you're doing them basically from the points of contact. Yeah, there you go. Next one, trousers. These ones are difficult and they take a while to learn. And people always seem to do lines that go this way, and that's really quite wrong. Because you don't get lines that go that way if they're not being stretched so much. And with trousers, they wrap around the leg, so there's no point in doing that. You're mainly doing stretches from here, crotch lines. You get, of course, pockets. They just kind of go up and sideways. You also get seams, which I draw sometimes if I remember. Oh, that wasn't quite the one. And they kind of go down and along the sides. And you get, of course, the ones that you're scrunching up at the sides. And those also kind of stay along the leg because there's a little cliff there, especially people with strong calves. So you get them more gentle. And these ones really, you can go all out on those. The ones at the bottom, trousers usually scrunch up unless they're short or if they're cuffed. And if they're cuffed, they stay like that. And they'll have maybe one or two. And if they're scrunched up, then you just kind of go wild with them triangle ones. Yep, that's about it on trousers, I think. You can also get these ones up here, which is like the zip, almost. Or you can get ones where they're elasticated, and you always put these little lines there. And sometimes they bunch out, like that. But they don't have to. You get the little dangly things that you pull them together with. Nice. With this as well, there's another drapey one here. You get the kind of the points of contact you're pulling from. So these go around here as well. You can get the ones that do this more too. And then if this one was mainly an example for doing this. So when the thing falls on the floor, it looks like almost molten lava. It kind of, you do the same thing you did with these, but going scrunching down, and then you pull from the sides because it's all falling on top of each other. So it's kind of like layering, and then you're adding these. And then sleeves. Oh boy, sleeves. So mainly I want to show you this one because this one's a little bit weird to get, but it's also the most fun. You're basically doing the same thing with the layering, but with a sleeve, it all scrunches up like this on top of that solid bottom. And the more you scrunch up, the more of these things you're gonna get. So if this is up here, it's gonna get a lot of them, and it's gonna look all puffy. Also quite fun to draw. And the further you go up, the more that the fabric's just gonna keep folding until one big old one is probably just gonna go over the top like that, and then you won't see the rest of them because all the fabric's gone underneath. Which is weird and doesn't really happen, but you know, it can look cool when you're doing puff sleeves like this. And they go, you know, like that. Well, that's not quite good. You get these ones, and they puff around and stuff. So those are fun too. Puffy sleeves are always fun. And then long sleeves, you get down. They scrunch also like trousers. They scrunch in the middle there. So it's mainly you're following the line if they're skinny, especially, and you're following it around, and they can scrunch at the bottom too. And then it looks like, you know, actual fabric on the person's clothing rather than just like just like a sleeve over like exactly an arm but just colored in, and it makes it look more realistic. And you can get short ones too. You can get the ones that scrunch there and the sleeves stop there. And yeah, you also get creases on shirts, like the seam lines. They always go mainly along here. This is the same for jumpers and stuff. And they go along there, they go along the sleeve line, and you get them down the sides. And also, like, if you look at the back of a shirt, they're down there too. So they kind of go backwards. Or underneath the arm even, like there. So you don't usually end up having to draw them unless you're seeing it from underneath or something. When you're doing that with jumpers and stuff too, if they're woolen, they kind of puff up because they're always plaited. And with jumpers, it's just kind of an extra thick CC line. There you go. Like that. Alright, that was about all I had to say. Leave some questions and stuff below, and I might do another video if there's something I missed over. But yeah, thank you for watching. That was an awful thumb. Thanks guys.